But the trilogy is a fight that we want to see. Obviously, Canelo will have to get past Callum Smith on Saturday night, and that's a big task at hand, so we can't overlook that. But Canelo did say in an interview this week that there were talks pre-pandemic. Could you tell us a bit about what sort of talks were going on at that point? Because to my understanding, I didn't think that there were any talks going on at all. With Triple G and Canelo for the trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, that was a bit before my time, to be honest with you. I mean, we rocked up, 2 months ago, you know, a bit less than that, and got this over the line. I think what I've learned about Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Reynoso is they'll fight anyone. Right. They really have no fear. I mean, they go into this fight this Saturday. So it's quite scary. You know, I look at Callum Smith, our guy, 6'4", punches really hard, head to body, fantastic jab, can do everything. And it's not that they don't respect him, but they just, the confidence that they have within the team is like, good fighter, Callum, best at 168. We have no problems with this, don't worry. You know, and that's quite scary in itself. I think with the Triple G fight, the problem is that they're going to want to, if Canelo Alvarez wins this fight, they're going to want to move very quickly on to the next one, because this is what they're like, right? They're reactive people. So it's like, you know, it's the buzz of the challenge. What's next? What's next? Right. And I think when you look at, if they don't fight Triple G, I think they fight Billy Joe Saunders. He will then look at the 168-pound division. He'll say, okay, I've got the WBC, I've got the WBA, I've got the Ring Magazine belt. I'm 2 belts away from being undisputed. So I've got Billy Joe Saunders next, and I've got Caleb Plant. Okay, Caleb Plant's fighting in January. You know, we know that Matchroom have Billy Joe Saunders. We can do this now. But I think they're going to want to, if they're successful on Saturday, I think they're going to want to move at speed. And whether Golovkin can move at the same speed to get it done for May, that's what we've got to try and bring together. At the same time, I look at Callum Smith, our guy, and go, I want this guy to do the business. He can win this fight. He really can. But from a Dazn perspective, I know what you guys are thinking and the execs are thinking is we want Triple G against Canelo Alvarez, number 3. And it is one of the biggest fights in the world.
Do you think that Canelo, should he be successful on Saturday night, do you think that he vacates his middleweight title, his WBA middleweight title?
Yeah, I think that, you know, we keep having this conversation about belts. And, you know, I did a piece yesterday on the press conference, and I'm getting a little bit sick and tired of the politics and the problems in making fights because of belts, right? It's difficult because every fighter wants to win belts, right? They always dreamed of, you know, you would have grown up watching whoever it was, Oscar or, you know, or Duran or Leonard with a WBC and all these different, and you knew those belts. You know, when you turned pro, you knew the red one was the IBF, you knew that, you know, the green and gold was the WBC, the Ring Magazine was in Rocky, and, you know, it was like, so it's hard to convince a fighter to drop belts or to not worry about that for the bigger picture. But this comes down to like Fury Joshua, where, you know, you've got WBO saying, no, he's got to fight Usyk, and Usyk saying, well, how much are you going to give me to allow this fight? You know, and in the end, it's like, we all know that the winner of Fury Joshua is the best heavyweight on the planet, right? And we really want it to be undisputed, because that was always the dream. But at what point do you just go, you know, we're writing you a check, all of you guys, for millions of dollars, and then Usyk's standing there going, how many millions am I getting? Where you could just go, do you know what? We'll just do it anyway, you know? So I think when you talk about Canelo respects the belts. Canelo loves the belts. But at the same time, Canelo wants challenges, right? And we can't let belts get in the way and mandatories get in the way of making these great fights, because boxing has a problem right now where the paymasters, the broadcasters, they want numbers. Right. And what's delivering numbers at the moment? Great fights or exhibitions or YouTubers. And if we as boxing don't start to make these big fights, that's going to become the norm. And as someone that's been around boxing since 7, I would hate that. Even though I'd done Logan Paul against KSI and it was a great experience, to do that every week would break, I'd walk away from the sport, honestly, regardless of the money, because I love boxing. But if we don't deliver the product for the broadcaster, they will ask for things that do deliver the numbers. So Errol Spence against Terence Crawford, get it made. AJ against Fury, get it made. You know, Devin Haney against Lopez, get it made. Triple G against Canelo, whatever, get it made. This is the only way boxing's going to survive, because boxing is greater than all of those exhibitions and all of those YouTube events. But we don't get the consistency of the great fights. Now we've got the excuse coming through the pandemic to say, sorry, mate, you've got to fight this guy. And if you don't, maybe we part company. But our broadcasts are saying, you know, Ryan Garcia against Luke Campbell, the winner has to fight Devin Haney. Right? That's it. That's the fight. And if you don't like it, mate, Off you go. There's the door.
We do it for money. We do it for belts.
But
Well
listen,
said.
the money's got to be great for those kind of fights because we have to respect the fighters and make sure we get them what they deserve. But we can't let managers and advisors and trainers, their job, a manager's and advisor's job is to get their fighter the easiest fight for the most amount of money.
I love saying that.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.